friend?
I've also come a long way from Toronto, just to be here with you today and following weekend.
Wonderful. Nice to have you here. What's your name?
My name's Shiv.
What's that?
Shiv, S-H-I-V.
Oh, good, Shiv. Good to see you.
So when I came here, I had maybe 100 questions to ask you. Halfway through, it dropped away to 10. And then the beginning of the question period, I pretty much had one question for you, which all three of the others asked already.
Well, isn't that efficient?
Yeah, it was. So really, I just wanted to get the opportunity to talk to you and also share with you that that's a funny experience that I had as I listened to them.
Yeah.
Because, and I don't mean any offense to anybody, but I've experienced the same terror for years, so from a very young age. But listening to them, the one thought in my mind was, why do these people take themselves so seriously? You know, and it was, what's the big deal? And then there's another voice that goes, but you do the same thing every freaking day. So it was kind of like, this question's not worth asking anymore. And then I had this little epiphany, which was, when I was 10, I grew up in Calcutta in India, and when I was 10, we had this high diving board above the swimming pool that I swam in every day. And it was a 24-foot diving board, and I was petrified to jump off it. I'd never done it. And every time I climbed to the top, I spend my time there peeking over the corner, and the more I thought about jumping, the more terrified I got.
Yeah.
And until I pretty much went screaming back down the ladder.
Of course.
And that was my experience every time.
Of course.
And the epiphany that I had was, the only difference between you and me is that you're the kid before me who just jumped. And I can't do it. And it's freaking the hell out of me every time I'm at the edge. But I do know when I jumped off that board, when I look back up at it, it seems so silly. The whole experience of months and months and months of stressing over it seems so silly.
Yeah.
So my only question for you is actually a question that my mother would probably ask if she was here, and this is a question for her. My current situation is I'm unemployed. I was laid off. I spent almost all my savings, and a month ago I had this urge, hey, I want to go meet Adyashanti. So I bought a ticket, and I traveled to California, and my mother thought I'd lost my mind. I mean, she's already known it. Yeah. She thought I'd lost my mind, and I've given her many heart attacks like this throughout my life.
But it needs to be one of the main occupations of sons.
Yeah.
We give our mothers near heart attacks, yeah.
But I love her dearly, so my question is, what do I tell her? Because she keeps asking. It really, and I'm being very serious.
I know.
She's been asking me this since I've been a little child.
Well, what has she been asking me?
What's wrong with you?
I would say, Mom, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Which is what I've been saying, but I know I'm kind of making light of this, but there are times that I've felt deep guilt over it.
Yeah.
Because she's a single mother, and I feel like all my life I've caused her nothing but stress. I've always been there for her. I've always loved her, but I don't know how to give her that reassurance because my path is very different.
Yeah, that's it. That's the whole thing. Is your path is very different. You have a different calling in life. And if somebody doesn't have that, they really can't understand it. So bless her heart, she can't understand that part of you, right? She never has really been able to understand that really, really deep part of you. It's usually the case. It's usually the case. You know? My mom had a different interpretation. Her interpretation was, well, it's because you're weird. And then she coined a phrase for herself, and she would literally just sing it in the house. She'd make up these songs, which I do all the time also now. But she'd just sing, weird is wonderful, weird is wonderful, weird is wonderful. That was her chant. So I'm just giving you like the polar opposite, right? And weird just meant, you know, wow, there's something about you or us or whatever, you know. And in one sense, I think we're all weird, right? We're all sort of enigmas to each other. Very much, I think. And I think some people know that, and most people kind of don't know that. So when they bump into an enigma, and the enigma happens to be their son, you know, why does he go off and do these things? Why is he interested in the things he's interested? Why, you know, you can understand it, can't you? Yeah. Yeah.
It's just that, let's say that experience ever comes, like you said today, there's nothing to show for it, so really she's got nothing to look forward to.
Right. That's right. You'll go back to her just like the Buddha, and when someone asks the Buddha, what have you attained through unexcelled enlightenment? And he says, I've attained absolutely nothing. Right? I don't imagine that would be an any better response to your mother than it was for whoever asked him the question. Do you know? How could someone know that to finally, for once in your life, to attain nothing? How can they know how amazing that is? What a blessing that is. How can they know? Unless they've done it themselves. They can't really, can they? But the thing is, that's okay. It's okay. They don't have to know. Ultimately, our task is not to understand each other, it's just to love each other. Whether we understand each other or not. Isn't that our nature? Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
Enjoy your time.
Thank you.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Well, once again, thank you for coming out on this beautiful day to spend a little time together. Namaste.